The NFL season got itself away last night, and we had ourselves a rivalry game to start. It had everything. It had spitting, not swallowing. It had punches thrown. It had handbags. And on occasion, an actual game of football broke out. Well, as our resident Eagles fan, how do you feel how the Eagles played last night? Because I do not think they played that well at all. And it all started on that kickoff.
Yeah, no, I think absolutely. I think this was more of a case of Dallas losing the game. Don't get me wrong, my Eagles came out guns blazing. We were passing the ball. We were able to run the ball. Jalen Hurts had himself a hell of a game, running the ball as well. But if you look at Dallas, they kind of had things ticking. You know, outside of a few situational moments, if they have those moments back, they're walking out here with a win. Obviously, we have the issue at the start, Jalen Carter with the abysmal unsportsmanlike conduct, and I've seen videos of Dak did it first, and
I just
I'm surprised it's the
Dak
second.
may have spat at the ground in front of him.
It was the ground, yeah. It was the ground.
But you do not spit on another player.
Exactly, and the ref was right behind them, so
the ref was like. It was like the wall right in front of me. The wall in front of me. He was the wall. That's how close he was.
You've got the ball boy who's there like a Dallas ball boy, just looking like left to right, and then the ref's just right behind Jalen Carter. Like, I see what you did there. Yeah, you're getting ejected. And the thing is, he's a vital piece of that defensive line. This is the complete different game. If you're Dak, you're saying, "Oh, great, that's an All-Pro defensive interior lineman. I don't have to worry about this game. We don't have to double team you. Thank you."
And then we look at. So Jalen Carter comes out of the game. So the big run-stopping machine in the middle is gone, right? Javonte Williams decided to turn the years back. 15 for 54, 2 tutties. Miles Sanders, despite him running through treacle on that attempted breakaway that he did, but he had 4 for 53. Okay, that 49-yard run that if he had actually more speed, he would have been long gone, but he doesn't. I think the main thing for Dak was he put the ball in the position for his players to make the plays, right, in this game.
Yep.
This was not Dak losing them the game. Unfortunately, somebody, when that lightning delay happened, somebody from the Eagles must have gone into that Cowboys locker room and laced TD's gloves with butter or something like that, because when he came out of that, he was I've never seen him drop so many passes and drop so many passes on key situations. It just kept going through his hands.
Absolutely. To put things in perspective, he had 7 drop passes last season. He's now had 3 in one game. So he's basically nearly halfway there. But it just goes to show, like, those moments, if he got them back, would probably be able to put the game away. Don't get me wrong, on that breakaway from Miles Sanders, shout out to Zach Bourne. Like, he basically was able to have a game-saving tackle, and he then got a game-changing fumble of Miles Sanders again. So he got to eat off Miles Sanders twice. That was really good to see, and it's those moments in the game that make me feel, as an Eagles fan, I'm happy we got the win. But I think this is part of like the preseason rust. Remember, the starters don't play, and it's on both teams. Miles Sanders didn't really play during. CeeDee Lamb didn't get to play during preseason. So I think the fact
he looked good at the start of the game. That's the thing. It was towards the end of the game where he started to mess around.
Yeah, I think it's going 4 quarters. We're gonna probably see a lot of that in this opening week, where a lot of teams can't hold it together for 4 quarters. They start out well, they play well, but towards the end, they just haven't built up that stamina, and like nothing quite beats an actual live NFL game. So I'm happy my Eagles were able to come out of this one, but it was close. Like, Dak had a really good game. They were able to run the ball, they were able to pass the ball. Their defense, to be honest, against some of the weapons we've got, we were still able to eat. But yeah, I can't like I think that Zach Bond play for me really sums up this game, and that Dallas were running away with it, but then we managed to come back, make a few really good plays. That forced fumble was great. Adoree Jackson, people on the Eagles Reddit are calling for his job because he tried to do a Mike Tomlin tackle, and instead of actually chasing the tailback, he tried to trip him up, trip him up with his legs. So if you watch it in slow motion, um, it's moments like that where you think, okay, cool, this team still has a long way to go, but the fact that we're able to get pushed the way we did in this season opener and still come out with the win shows a lot. Um, Running QBs are here to stay. Jalen Hurts continues to prove people wrong. He's always the last man
Okay,
out.
one thing in this game is he pretty much spammed finding his safety valve the entire part. Like AJ Brown and Devontae Smith were completely anonymous in this game. They were nowhere to be seen.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
To the point that people were joking that AJ Brown was actually just doing cardio yesterday. That's all he was doing. He was just running up and down the field. He wasn't really doing anything else in the game. He met, and so he was finding Dallas Goedert all the time. There was a nice throw to Jahan Dotson. We did see that. Saquon doing Saquon things. A couple of really good catches as well, like one which he had no right to catch as well, quite high. Considering running backs don't really catch the ball really that high above their shoulders. And Cowboys, it wasn't bad. We were expecting the worst, right? We were expecting them to completely get hammered in this game, and they looked competent.
This is what Jerry Jones will call a moral victory.
But they looked competent. They've got blown out, right, against the Eagles. They look competent.
They look
the Cowboys playing next week.
And do you know who made a difference? Who made a play with a difference last night? Kenny Clark. But got I think, did he come up on the... He didn't get the half sack. They gave the full sack to Marshawn Nealand, but he was there pretty much at the same time. They gave the full sack to Nealand, but he was the other guy providing the pressure. So, whilst he didn't come up on the stat sheet, he did make a difference in that play. If I'm a Cowboys fan, I'm not despondent about that. Like, George Pickens, even though the stat sheet shows that he was 3 for 30, he did get that big PI call, which is an important play as far as I'm concerned, because whilst it doesn't show on the stat sheet, the thing is, it's all about getting your team down the field. And if you draw a penalty because the DB cannot deal with you, then that's good. He nearly had a moment. He did nearly have a moment in the end zone where he looked like he was gonna yank the guy's leg and kick it or something like that. But then the lights almost went out, but it didn't quite happen.
Almost when I was like, George Pickens is about to have a George Pickens moment, and he's gonna get a nice and sportsmanlike, and it's like, here we go again. One thing I'll say is he was able to get separation. They just weren't able to finish the throw, and I think that's growing pains. They're only going to continue to
What's the first?
build that.
That's the first game, right?
Yeah, he's only going to improve. And like I said, Dallas are a dangerous team. Dak played like the better QB. Jalen Hurts,
and he threw some really nice throws. Just not all the time he was caught.
Like the better QB. He was the better QB.
He was the better QB, and like I'll admit that. Like here's the thing:
the scrambling is what won the game, right? Jalen Hurts with the scrambling is what won the game for the Eagles.
When Jalen Hurts is not sure, he will always go back to what he knows. He's going to either go heavy play action, screen to Saquon, or he's going to move the ball on the ground. Now, this has to change, because if we're getting more of this in week 3, and I know Devontae Smith, he's just going to be okay, but AJ is going to get a bit upset if this is the first 2 weeks of the season and he hasn't had an 80-yard game. So we need to try more of the offense. But it's, like I said,
the stats. AJ Brown ran 16 routes last night and had 0.0% of separation. If you can't separate, I am not going to throw you the football. Jalen Hurts is not the quarterback
To
that
throw
when you're
people open.
covered, no, like when you're covered, it means you're not covered. He needs to see you open before
He
he
needs to
throws the
see you.
ball to you.
Yeah.
You see, like quarterbacks like, the Lamars and
The
the Allens and
timing,
the
all
Burrows,
the timing kind of aspects,
they know
yeah.
their guys. So it looks like the person's covered, but I know my guy's not covered because I'm going to throw him this football and he's going to make a
Yeah.
grab. So Jalen Hurts go maybe do that over the next couple of weeks. But overall, I was a little bit disappointed with how the Eagles played in the sense that I expected you
Do you
guys
think the
to
Eagles
dominate the
deserve to win
Cowboys.
that
At
game?
least they don't deserve to win that game. That's what I'm saying.
No,
I was
no.
disappointed
In
with how
terms
the
of
Eagles
like,
played.
no, in terms of balance of play, they had the moments went their way, right? But it wasn't through their performance;
Yeah.
it was through the Cowboys dropping the ball.
Yeah.
Literally.
I definitely agree.
We did force a fumble.
But that's
You know, we stopped
but that's why
the
I'm so. That's what I'm saying. For my take, I'm disappointed in the Eagles in a sense that the Cowboys
The expectation
were
was
there for the
here,
taking,
and they delivered here, but they still won.
through the ground
And
game. Because
hey,
especially, I'm just thinking like maybe it's just the start of the season. The Eagles will get to their groove again because your rushing attack is the identity of your team. So I expect Saquon to at least have a buck on the ground, and it wasn't like the dominant game.
but I think that was due to the Cowboys. The Cowboys
So,
defense
I
looked
understand.
competent against the run. It wasn't.
Yeah. So you need to understand is that especially for season openers, teams essentially don't look for week 2 or 3. They kind of
They just
have
look pure to one. Yeah.
to just game plan for that season opener because it sets the tone for the season. And sometimes if you come out there with a loss and you didn't play well, it's going to be a long year. And I think like this is why, especially in this opening week, we're going to see lopsided scores. We're going to probably see a few blowouts because some teams aren't going to be as prepared as they think they are. But it's not necessarily hit the panic button. It's like, all right, cool. First game jitters are out of the way. Now we're in the NFL season. Let's go on to week 2. No matter what happens in the score, both of the teams that played that night, both Dallas and the Eagles, have already moved on to week 2 mentally.
Yep.
Jalen Carter has said nothing like that's gonna happen again.
I don't know about that. He's got a bit of a checkered disciplinary record on and off the field.
100%. That game check, he's definitely getting fined by the team. Like that game check is gone.
Well, he didn't really turn up, did he? He may have been there in spirit only.
Yeah.
But
100% the team like that.
So yeah, what the Cowboys managed to lose the game. Eagles managed to win. They managed to get over the hill. Drop a comment down below. See what you're gonna say because I don't. I'm not as worried about the Cowboys as I thought I would be. They're gonna be there or thereabouts in terms of like wild card potentially if they play like that. If they play like that, because the NFC isn't great. But hey, let's see.